friend.
Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. How are you doing?
I'm so tired.
I was going to ask if your sleep was rejuvenative. Was it a deep sleep? It's when okay, when
Listen,
it sleeps. Mm,
it's mhm. You know when you do something for a really long time, like playing Tetris, and then you go to sleep,
mhm.
you can see the Tetris blocks in your head. It was like that, but beautiful, diverse European TTRPG people. So that was nice, but I would have preferred just to sleep.
We can't have it all. I thank
Mm-mm.
you for your sacrifices. Who are you sacrificing yourself?
I am the sacrificial JC Darcy. I use they them pronouns. I am a white non-binary femme presenting person with really long hair that needs cut, a red lip, and blue headphones. I'm sitting in my office surrounded by all the paraphernalia of being a nerd with too much disposable income in my new favorite blue shirt that has little teeny tiny birds on it. Who are you, friend?
Lovely. I'm going to cough. I'm thinking about coughing.
Think about it.
Cast. Hi, my name is Aida. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a Latinx woman of color. I'm based in the Netherlands. I am sitting in a white room because the husband's playing Pathfinder. Of course.
Oh no. Oh no. We lost you for a little minute there. You went bingy boingy robot and then it was just a very good
Well,
bingy
well,
boingy.
I was showing up the things on my chest because it's May the 4th and I have a Grogu
For
shirt
people
on.
who are only listening, that she means her shirt. There's a shirt with a picture on the chest. When she says things on her chest, that's what she
Things on
means.
my chest. Viral, viral. My chest. Chest. Twitch, please don't take us off.
This is not an
But
SEO improving statement. Listen, Chloe gets it. Chloe's like, wine, wine. I have
fine.
promised myself this multiple channel d'Abruzzo for about 2 weeks. I have earned it.
You have earned it. Sam has earned it. Michelle has earned it. And I've cheerleaded very hard, so I'm going to treat myself later. Have earned it because we just pulled off, you all pulled off, we all pulled off
We
the
all,
first inaugural EUphoriaCon. We
we
pulled
did
off
it.
an online convention, a multiple day convention.
It's no big deal.
Uh, the check boxes were checked, the
Hmm.
games were good,
Oh, the games were
and
so good.
the games were so good. And if I think back to the conversations you and I had in our DMs about starting Euphoria, we knew what the values were going to be in, but we also knew the values had to be face forward, front, obvious, explicitly said.
Hmm.
The way they were met,
Mm.
100, 200, 300% over, fills my heart with joy.
That's the dream. That I really feel like it's I don't wanna say culmination because that makes it sound like we've done it, we've reached it, and it's done, and I do feel like this is just a step, but it feels like a really nice, um, presentation, I guess, like a quarterly report, like, "This is where we're at, and we have ticked all the KPIs." We have really presented to the world, which is another important point, to the world who we are and what we do and why it matters. We talk about all the panels and things individually, but like as a whole, I think one thing I really want people to understand is that we came up with the titles of those and said, "Do you want to be in this?" to people, but the inspiration for those titles, for the topics of those panels, came from our community. We didn't just pull them out of thin air. They were conversations that we saw happening in our Discord, happening on the social medias, and we thought that's important to our people. Let's get them to talk about that in and of itself, that these were things that our friends and our community members were passionate about, and we got to let them, not let them, but help them, be that platform that we've always striven to be. Strived. That to me was like, we did that. That's the part that we did.
What we did exactly that in detail. EUphoriaCon was an online only convention where we focused on TTRPG and we had a day of panels, like almost 12-hour long ass day of streamed panels, some live, some pre recorded,
Hmm.
of various nuanced titles
Mm. It is gone again.
with people who have experienced some scale about it, of people who are based in Europe. It was all presented at European friendly time zones, accessible time zones, not FOMO US based convention times or places. And the presenters were from a variety of represented communities. They were not streams of all cis-het white men. We had POC, marginalized genders, non binary. We had women, we had immigrants, we had people from multiple European countries giving multiple perspectives at each panel.
Mhm. Yeah, not just one and done. Not just
Wow.
there's the diversity panel. We see you, other cons. We see you. Every single panel was touching on, I think almost every one touched on like some form of marginalized identity, be it neurodivergence or like the asexual spectrum, or even just a locational thing. That's pretty good. I think we did okay with that. And one of my favorite things that happened over the weekend is we got a retweet from someone said, "I don't know who these people are, but they're doing something that big cons don't manage to do, and that is get these diverse voices." And we had a moment in the staff chat where we were like, "Oh my god, somebody gets it. Somebody sees it. Thank God."
That that's what was missing. That is constantly missing at so many of the big cons, small cons, regional cons, and EU4 with Darcy, Sam, Michelle, and Ida made that happen. So enormous flowers to us, all of you, for the administrative work, the bureaucratic work, the emails, the cat herding, the financial herding, because
Mhm. Yeah.
communitively, you also gathered amazing, amazing partners for financial help where the panelists got financial compensation for their
Mhm.
expertise and time. Other
That's
big
something a lot
conventions.
battles and conventions don't do. Yeah, we went out into the woods and we foraged them. And here, sponsors, here, sponsors. And like just the most wonderful people. Again, the most wonderful, diverse, interesting, small European businesses heeded the
Who are they?
call. They are Moonshine Adventure Company, who, if you don't know, they're D&D in a castle, but not D&D and not a castle. Sometimes it's D&D, but it's also Daggerheart in a pirate-themed bar, which is just like inner kid heard about that and was like, "Please, can we go?" And I was like, "No, we cannot, but maybe next time." They do short breaks, one-off events, holidays in really luxurious, beautiful places with themed TTRPGs and Blood on the Clock Tower, and it's all facilitated for you with wonderful, excellent GMs and facilitators such as Michelle Kelly and Sam Langford, people you may have heard of. They're really lovely people. They're based in the UK and they do an excellent, excellent job at what they do. Highly recommend checking them out for a one off event or a weekend away playing TTRPGs with cool people. Like, that's the dream. Go and check them out. My butt is going to put them in the chat because I remembered that have commands. I'm so tired, you guys. I'm so sorry.
You've been doing all the things, all the things.
It was
Another
trying.
one of our sponsors is Lucky Leaf Teas, who has sponsored the channel before. They are company, UK based, amazing beans
Mhm,
with wonderful, wonderful organic tea blends that are all TTRPG themed,
mhm,
packaged, presented with little stories to really inspire that mood when you're playing. Like, what kind of brew would a wizard have? What kind of brew would a druid have? Kind of things. And all their website is amazingly clear. You see exactly where their
mhm.
sources are. The
Yeah,
owner is someone incredibly kind, goes to a lot of conventions, and makes a lot of people happy who enjoy tea. So definitely check out Lucky Leaf Teas as well.
I'm going to be because I've ran out of Artificer's Assistant and it is just it's like a caramel Earl Grey. It's so
Ooh,
good. So good. And I got a new teapot, so I have to fill it up. Um,
Pigatsu
And then finally, a dear, dear friend of ours, excellent human being, Rune Fable Limited, artisanal, beautiful, unique, handcrafted dice made by Miles, who is just, I think he calls himself an alchemist or somebody else does. It's
is
so accurate for what he does. Like, he's so skilled. He's been doing it for such a long time, and he's perfected this really unique process, and you get those like tendrils of color. I'm trying to remember where my dice are. Oh, here they are. My Daggerheart group, we all got gifted a set of D12s because that's what you use to roll in
the best
Daggerheart.
time. They were the best time.
And we have these
Sharp,
oh,
clear
sharp,
numbers.
really easy to see. The glitter is in there. You can see all the like inclusions with the on the 12, obviously, because that's like the highest number.
Does it taste good?
And
Does it taste good?
I'm not a dice chunker, cruncher. I have a taste, but just like those includes like the little tendrils around the one. I think he literally like injects it in with a needle and like drifts up. They're so unique. They're so stunning. They are not your basic dice. You can expect to pay a little bit more for them, but they are handcrafted in the UK in Leeds, and they are worth every single penny. We also commissioned it. Sam got these for us, so we then went, "Aha! No, you Uno reverse card," and got him commissioned a big chunky D20 because that's what a GM rolls. Just beautiful, just absolutely stunning. The colors. We're running like a skyship campaign, so we're like, Miles, can you put like sky and clouds? And he's like, what if I hand paint clouds on one side? And we were like, yes, absolutely stunning. Really highly recommend their dice. They've sponsored us before. Miles has sponsored us before. Just a wonderful person who really cares about UK and Europe and diverse TTRPG people, and is really willing to support. And we love them. So go and check them out. Let me put them in the chat as
Yeah.
well.
So, on top of these being good local companies that are within our community, they also really care about Euphoria's values as
Yes.
well. And so, if you can, please check them out. Even just go click on their websites, browse for a bit.
Hmm.
Window shopping is always free, but going there because they sponsored us also sends a message to them and other local companies and say it is worth to support these kind of events that
Hmm.
do put people from marginalized communities front and forward, prioritizes them, not just panels of all white cis men.
Clip
It's
that.
tiring to say it because it's tiring that it's constantly happening.
I was thinking about this today. It's so exhausting. It feels like just yelling into a glass window and it's closed and no one's listening. And we just keep yelling, hoping that the sound will travel. But all this is men are inside. It's exhausting.
But
But thank you
we
to those people for supporting us doing what we do. Yeah.
yes,
And like
thank
Ida
you
says,
so
go and
much.
support them, send that message that it's worthwhile. And then maybe other people will cotton on and other bigger people will give us more money to do it again next year, maybe, perhaps. If not this
Right.
event, then other things that we do, other events that we like to try and pay people for. So yeah, please do that.
Mhm. So that was the first day full of panels, and we'll go into those panels a bit more in detail in a bit.
Hmm.
But then the second day, yesterday, Sunday, today's Monday. Time works.
Zit.
We had like over a dozen, 16 off-stream community only games, and a lot of people played a lot of games and had a lot of fun,
Oh my
and some
goodness.
of these GMs went above and beyond.
Some GMs had people record voice notes. Some people custom made adventures themed entirely around our Discord server. You absolute mad lad, Drew. It was phenomenal. But even the people who like people came and were like, "Here is my game. I would like to showcase it. Can I run this for some people?" And people got to play games that they may have never even heard of before, let alone got into a game of. So that was fantastic to see. We had people test running their games. Here is my new game. Let's see if it works. Try and break it. Players are great at breaking your games. If
Ooh,
you're a designer and you want playtesters, we have some phenomenal playtesters in our Discord server who will pick it apart in the most loving, caring way and say, "This could be improved. I can break this here, fix it, make it better." And then we also just had people running stuff that's fun, that like is the games that they want to see. There was some Blade 68 in there. Aoife ran The Gallant and the Virtuous, which I believe we shouted out on TTRPGs we love before. And did so in full plate armor. It was absolutely ridiculous. Was so lucky to be in that game. It was so much fun. It was a really diverse set of games, which I was really happy
it
to see as
really
well.
was. It
Quite a
really
lot
was.
of UK and EU creators being represented there, which was really wonderful. Um, and yeah, some that I hadn't heard of, some that I had never seen before. And I think a couple of people's wallets got lighter yesterday after those games. They went, I must investigate this and make a purchase. So thank you very much to all of those GMs who came and gave their time and their effort. It was a bit of an arduous administrative process, but everybody was very communicative and very open and very helpful. So thank you to everybody helping that happen. was a lot. 16 games was a lot. It was
Yeah.
12 hours of gaming.
But I think it also demonstrates that the momentum exists, the desire is real. And I don't think we're going to see the last of that. I don't know if we'll have 16 games in a single day again in the near future. I could be completely wrong. This could be a norm every weekend for all I know,
I
because
can't
a
take
lot of
that.
well, no, I mean organically.
Organically, maybe. We would have to create where would we go? We've got Community Games 1, Community Games 2, Community Games C because I am an arbitrary motherfucker. Where would we
Community
go after that?
of Roman numeral 4.
Excellent. Perfect. There you go. Come and make it happen. Every time there's too many games for the spaces we have, we expand. Please come and make that happen. There's already like 3 new games in LFG today, which is just heartwarming to see. Come and be part of that. Let me put game's good. Everybody gets it. Everybody in the chat
Everyone,
fucking
if
gets
you
it.
agree, please in now on Twitch chat right now. Thank you very much. And it was really clear to see that there is a desire for people playing at their accessible local time zones. We harp on this. It's kind of a bit boring and cliche. And Ida's going to say
Okay.
this line that it's tiring to be up at 1 and 2 a.m. to play with our friends in the US. They are still our friends, but Darcy and I and other people like us, we like sleep just as much. More
Shit to
sorry
do.
friends, not sorry friends.
We're not as young as we were. We've got shit to do the next day. I can't sit up until 4 a.m. anymore. I just can't do it, Captain. At 1 in the morning, no one is my friend. You're absolutely correct, pal. Absolutely correct. I would not be I'm no good at that time. It gets to like 9 p.m. now, and I'm like, can we wrap this up? I want to go to bed. But people were
It's
getting
very
to play from 11 a.m. People were playing in the afternoon, and every table was full all day. And it was just we felt really like warmed from the inside seeing it because that was what we'd hoped for when we made the community, let alone when we made the con. But also other people were like, oh, that's really nice to see. And partly I was like, why does it matter to you? But it does. It matters to see other people loving what you love in the same space as you and knowing that they're there for you to connect with. It's something really special that exists in that Discord. And it's got nothing to do with us. It's got
no.
everything to do with the people in it. That's my favorite part.
It was so about them, and some people, true, like really made a funny celebration of it, celebrating every single inside joke, personality, and it's like when APs or bigger studios or games they get their fan art of their games from
Yeah.
other people. This was a fan art.
I was at a fan art. Oh my god, it was.
This was our fan art. So that is in a nutshell what EUphoria Con was. When did y'all start planning? When did I know this was in the DMs. You and I and Michelle talked about this, and
Mm.
then Sam also talked about this. But when was it like actionables?
Let me delve into the archives. And by archives, I was gonna use like mine and Sam's DMs, but that's a too long a conversation. When did we create this folder? When did we create this document? EUphoriaCon brainstorming document was created. Sam and I had a preliminary meeting on come on, Google. Come on. You can do it. Version history. Let's go all the way back. Oh my god. October 20th of last year. That's when we
Since
start
October.
no, it's
And we
worse. There was another section that hadn't loaded up. It was July. We started talking about this in July.
okay, so this was an idea baking since July. And even before then, we had ideas like we want to do some sort of thing. I think my first pitch for it was calling it the EU Euphoria University and having like academia
Yes,
themed.
that's right. And we talked about that even the year before, I think.
Yep, yep, yep. But it's all
Yeah.
about actionables, right? Ideas are wonderful,
Yeah.
but someone has to make them real. So Sam had a particular big ass shiny spoon and was like, I need to dig with this spoon and like dig
Yes.
away.
It was very that.
Um, it was very much that, and very incredibly grateful for all of Sam's hard
Mhm.
work and the emotional and actual energy that he put into it. Thank you so much, friend. This is also just as much as your victory
Yeah.
as it is you for your community as well. But so that started in July.
That's
Mm,
wild.
mhm. let's see. Then I guess I think I recall that finding supporters, sponsors, financial assistance
Mhm.
was very important. We were going to do it no matter what, I feel, but
Yes.
we all have strong feelings about where possible we should at least give something
Yes.
to people who donate their time and expertise in that manner.
Very much so.
And what could that be beyond our undying gratitude, beyond a free Patreon, before feet pics? What could that be, and who could help us with that?
Let's not get in legal trouble. But yeah, yeah, we began, I think, in earnest looking at that sort of detail in about January of this year, based again on the documents that we have in Google Drive. That was when we started reaching out to people after, I think we had left it until after the madness of Dragon Meat and Christmas and New Year and all those things. Um, and we had spoons for that. You and Michelle were very much like at the beginning of this year spearheading TTRP girls.
Yes.
That's where your focus was. And so Sam and I were like, let's start doing all this admin bullshit in the background and then it will we will serve it up on a platter. It was very
It
much
was
that sort of
pretty much.
very much that nightly thing of us like offering you EuphoriaCon programming and you going, yes, this, but not this. Yes, this. What if we do this? And in fact, there was a whole panel that we cut, wasn't there? There was a whole panel we had an idea for and a guest list for, and we were like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
what are we
yeah, yeah.
actually going to do with this? What are we going to say? And are we going to get cancelled on Blue Sky if we do it? That was a major consideration. And
Right. Uh-huh.
ultimately, we
Yes.
decided it wasn't right for this con because I'm not going to say what it was because we might do it at some point. It's something Michelle has big opinions on, and I really want to hear her talk about it. But it was something that actually felt more global. And while we recognize that we have a place on a global stage as a European contingent, we wanted to more focus on the things that are like slightly more contained. And it certainly felt like something that we should involve. There were certain other people, and we were like, they should talk about this as well because we know they have opinions. And we wanted to involve them. And in a European centric con, we couldn't do that. So we had a really, and it was lovely to have that frank discussion of like just being able to say, hang on, is this right for this con?
Mhm, mhm.
And it be received in a way where somebody understands that you're not judging, you're not being like, well, actually, this is a shit idea. You're just very realistically saying, these are our values, this is what we're trying to provide to the platform. Does this serve this? And does it serve us? And ultimately, we decided
Especially for
no,
the first iteration.
especially for the first iteration, because God, we have this is small. This is us keeping it small. And I'm not saying that we're going to go massively bigger next time if there is a next time. There'll probably be a next time. We'll have to really, really look at it and like my first recommendation for it would be moving the time. I this off the back of TTRP girls, having you two focused on that, I felt you guys missing from those early conversations.
Mhm.
So I think we move it back in the year. And with that additional capacity, we have to have a very frank conversation about how much more we can add. Is it still one day? Is it one day with two tracks? Is it one day of panels and games and another day of panels and games? We have to explore all these things. And knowing that there's appetite for it there is a really good motivator.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
what has always been the case for us in any project that we do is that I say, things, big things, let's do too much. And you and Michelle go, whoa, 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 and we rein it back in. But I think it works for us. It has worked for us
That,
so
that
far.
that is our modus operandi.
Yeah.
We're communicative. We let it out, and then we hug and kiss later. And there's usually alcohol involved. Exactly.
Moving through this
Um,
quite quickly.
absolutely, absolutely.
But yeah, Chloe's like,
So
that's earlier than I thought that we started working on it. That's how long it takes. I think a lot of people don't realize that if you're not starting almost a year in advance, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing the event a disservice. I can't imagine trying to cram this into like 6 to 3 months without having had a plan earlier in the year. It would have been too
I
much.
imagine that there might be cons that do that, but also differentiating that might be their full time job. They might have
Mhm.
existing
True.
structures behind it
Mhm.
as well, or their standards are in hell's sub zero basement.
Mhm. We're not making any comments on existing conventions.
Mm, None have to be made, unfortunately. If you're sweating, then that's on you, audience person who I'm talking to in the future. So there, so we got, you all got the financial assistance, you got those
Mhm.
handshakes, you got the emails, and we're like, okay, not only can we entice people that we consider safe, trusting individuals, but we also can like reimburse them for their time given, which will continue to attract these kind of good,
Yeah.
nuanced speakers in the future for future iterations or future projects.
Mhm.
And the speakers were the panelists, the speakers, all of them. Like we said, we're amazing, diverse swath of what the European TTRPG community is.
Mhm. Agreed. I think we had, like, so many countries represented, every gender identity, every LGBTQIA identity, every like, so many different shades of melanin and
I was gonna say
porcelain,
so much melanin.
right? That was so important. Like, we held it to us the same standards that we do our APs. It's like, no token, at least one, but more than at least one, at least
Mhm.
two. And we definitely hit that in every single thing. And again, it just this is the banging on the window. It's not a sacrifice to quality to include POC. Guess what? POC make your panels more interesting. They have different experiences. People from around the world have different experiences, and let them talk about them. And my God, you might learn something. It was beautiful. The layers and nuance. I feel like every single panel could have been twice the time that we allotted, and it would have remained engaging and interesting. Unfortunately, we didn't
That's
get
the
that.
challenge. That really is.
That's the balance for next year, I think, is finding that pacing balance of giving people enough time to say everything that they want to say, but also keep it punchy. Like having those panels at an hour, you could see that people are like, okay, let's move on to the next thing, so that you can talk about everything you want to talk about.
Even the
One thing,
individual speakers who did
yes.
who focused on their levels, their space of expertise,
Mhm,
but it was inherently intersectional as well.
mhm.
I loved Yasmin's talk on
Ugh,
TTRPGs and GDR as a historical exposition on the
mhm,
development of that community within this specific historical time frame in this specific thing. But she also brought it to cultural appropriation and had this also discussion about
mhm,
that as well and how that affected this community. And I am not someone who by training is a history nerd. I am very much an amateur history lover.
mm,
And I could have I could have heard to 2 more hours of Yasmin talking about that specific subject. Anna also had their talk on Arrow Ace representation TTRPG.
mhm.
They brought a slideshow in with
I know.
actionable things.
It was
Um, and
wonderful.
and Penny also with their professional experience in
Mhm,
bringing in culture to TPG, the way things get spotted and how they should and should not be as well, but in a actionable, we can do better voice. Everyone needs to hear what Penny has to say. Everyone needs to hear what Anna needs to say. Everyone needs to hear what Yasmin is saying. And
mhm.
I'm so glad we were able to give them the platform.
Very much so. I genuinely could have listened to all of those people and the panelists as well talk for so much longer because they were such unique topics. And again, to bring it back to like they were the topics that we had seen them talk about. Like Yasmin had pitched that talk for Clever Clogs Club once upon a time. If you're not in the Discord server or you're new to the Discord server, you may not know. Clever Clogs Club is an event that I've run once and tried again the second time, but didn't get there. We'll probably do again. And if you've seen Smarty Pants Society on Dropout, or if you've ever just done PowerPoint night with friends, it's our version of that. It's just picture something a little bit silly, but with an educational tone, and just talk for 10 minutes about this subject with a very silly PowerPoint. And Yasmin pitched it for that. And I looked at it and I was like, no, 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 this is not
It's
silly.
not silly.
This is deeply interesting and you need more than 10 minutes to just joke about it. Hold on to that pitch. We're gonna come back to you. Because we had already started planning, but we hadn't got it to that point. And eventually I slid back into her DMs and I was like, so you know that talk that you pitched us? It came from her. It was a seed that she planted. And again, Anna, it came into my DMs and was like, So Aero Ace representation is something that I could talk for about 7 hours on. And I was like, again, hold that thought. That we were able to take these. I love so much to hear a nerd talk about the thing that they are passionate about. It's just the most. You get somebody activated on their special interest. And I know a lot of neurotypical people are like, "What are you doing? No, 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 give it to me. Let me. I really, really care that you care. I might not care about the subject, but I care that you care." And it was just wonderful. I learned so much from all those people. It was really, really excellent. Really loved having them. Hopefully, we can spin I think some of those panels could spin out into separate panels. Like, there
Yeah,
was
yeah.
topics that were touched on that people were like, "We could talk about this for another hour." So
I mean, the topic of the future of European TTRPGs are just like,
mhm,
okay.
mhm.
And then we devolved into Brexit. I,
Yeah.
I steered them
Hey,
away, but I was like,
we should get the paper nerds and, like, like, the publishers and the distributors could do, like, tariffs. One, it probably won't be relevant in a year. Who knows where we'll be then. But, like, something on navigating exports and imports in TTRPG publishing. People would watch that. Again, just talk to me about paper. I don't fucking care about paper, but I love that you do, paper nerd. Come and talk to me about it.
we personally know at least two paper nerds.
I can think of 2. I can think of one who is a secret not paper nerd, who I was
Oh,
talking
I don't
to
know.
recently, was like, "Actually, do you know what? I don't fucking care as long as it's not gloss." Outed themselves in my DMs, and I was like, "Aha, I will hold on to this." Yes, Michelle says Finley speaking about solo games maybe want to pitch a whole panel? J A solo
Finley
talk,
has a
surely.
master's degree. What?
Yes, I believe
Yeah.
so, and it's,
So
like, an absolute expert. It's gotta be a solo talk though, right? Thematically, surely. Finley is an absolute delight. Loved hearing him talk, really did. But
so it wasn't just I don't want to diminish other conventions and other panels by saying it's not just whimsy topics. It's
mm,
not just how to story build your TTRPG,
mhm,
which are good and important, and people really value those. But I want to
yes,
say ours wasn't just that. Maybe we'll
yes.
have that next year because everyone starts somewhere, and it's always nice to have that insight. But
Mhm,
we were able to demonstrate. We were able to have discussions like anxiety at the table, which doesn't only exist in Europe. We were able
mm,
to talk about European perspective, where I recall that at least one panelist said, well, in the UK, the stereotypes became this. And the moderator said, well, actually, my experience in this other country is this. So we have
mhm.
some cultural differences. How do we navigate that? That's the nuance and level I want for these broader topics as it's to TTRPGs.
Mhm. Specifically European TTRPGs as well. Within global context, for sure. One of
Yeah.
the things that I love to see was people from around the world taking notice, knowing that I think sometimes maybe we might come off a little insular because we are so fucking proud of our European friends and we talk about them a lot. I think some of the people, and this is a them problem, don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
feel like that's not for them. But I really think that a lot of the topics that we spoke about this weekend that people brought to a global stage might be able to get people to pay more attention and say, oh, actually, this is relevant outside of Europe. This is relevant to everybody, and we should be paying attention. And I know Michelle's watching and she's going to yell at me for begging for attention. I'm not begging for attention. People
We
should be
have
paying attention.
we have some attention by people who share our values, people
Mm,
who we value as good allies and friends.
yes.
Personally, those are the hearts and opinions that I want to validate me.
Yeah.
Good people. I want my friends to say Ida's doing good because they're good, kind people, and
Yes.
their opinion to me matters.
Mhm.
The A bros, I be concerned if they didn't hate me.
To a degree, yes. But I also think there are people. It's that old adage of, like, the people who really need to listen to Penny's talk probably won't, and that's a real fucking shame because there are people who would get a lot out of hearing what he has to say, and if they could internalize it and action it, it would make them better people. Like, that's not hyperbole. It would make them better people, and I just hope, even if it's only one person who takes a chance on Penny's talk, for instance, and thinks, "Oh, shit, I hadn't thought of it that way," and something just realigns in their head. That would be quietly validating. I may never know about it, you know what I mean? But that would also be
Yeah.
validating to have changed somebody's mind, to have given them a perspective that they didn't previously have, and make them value the things that we have to say and do, and like value Penny's work because God, he works so hard. That would be really wonderful. Michelle, yes,
I
you do. I
loved
love
his
you.
panel.
Yes, very much so. But I think one thing that I would love to be able to do next year is open up pitches. I just having tech gremlins. They can't reach the Wi-Fi. You're back now. Um, I would love to open up pitches because we put that program together based on things that we had previously seen. But I just know that there are people out there thinking, "Oh shit! If I had known, if I had been able to pitch, I could talk about XYZ for half an hour." And it's a really unique, interesting neurodivergence. You're all out there. You've all got special interests, and we want to hear about them. So I hope next year we can open things up a little bit more. There was a
Yeah.
very good reason that we kept things sort of insular and like people that we knew and trusted this year
Mhm.
because it was a learning experience. But I think with one under our belt, we might be able to start opening up the concentric circles of trust, and
Yep.
hopefully get some new people because new people, we had so many new people join the Discord and come and play games with
Yeah.
us for the first time. That was a wonderful thing to see.
And all without compromising the things that are important to us.
Exactly.
So that was thank you everyone for your patience with that. Thank you everyone for sort of sitting a bit with that feeling of I wish I was more involved. I couldn't.
We're
We
getting
hear
there.
you. Thank you for your patience with us. Bigger and better. So that was our day of panels. You will see all the VODs go out day by day on YouTube at youtube.com/EuphoriaAP.
Slash
They're
at
all
EUPP.
at
Mm,
at EuphoriaAP,
that's amazing.
and they're already on YouTube, and they're going to be premiering day by day. So you can just go click, ring
Hmm.
the bell to be notified when the panel you want to go live is going live. This
I can't
is
believe
yeah.
you're such a YouTube. Remember to click the bell.
Slash. And then we had panels. That was amazing. And then
Hmm.
we decided we're going to have now the house party where it's only in house.
Yeah.
We
Hmm.
had tons of games that were only for those respective tables. Like there wasn't an audience. No one peeks in, they're not streamed. But they also maintained Euphoria standards, where typically
Hmm.
anyone can run any game that they want. We give a template and we give expectations. But this was a time where we're like, we are looking.
Hmm.
Did you fill out the lines and veils? If you do not, this game is not coming forward. We are looking. Smile, smile, wave. Kind of over. And games ended up full. Oh, we're happy. But they also saw, I think what's most important that one, of course, saw that they have all these other people to play with. They
Hmm.
saw using the structure that exists to play games
Yeah,
works, is tested, is worked, is applicable, that they could do it, but now they also know other people who maybe have a bit more extrovertedness to take initiative to start things, because that also is a little challenging for some people
for
sometimes.
sure.
That's
Hmm.
usually me. But now they know. Now they know.
Hmm. Now they know how the LFG structure works. Now they know. Somebody today was like, "What game shall I run?" I was like, "Run whatever you want. Run the game you want." We had so many like niche, like weird brackets affectionate games. Like really, the top. Like, I'm always completely blown away when people are like, "I created a game which is about this specific historical event, and you play one specific historical." It's boundless, the possibilities of who and what you can play, and just recognizing that and recognizing that there is appetite for it. You have a weird guy game, somebody else is a weird guy and wants to play it. Somebody else
We
wants to
have
be a
so
worm and
many weird guys in our server, guys being gender neutral.
Gendy Newts, absolutely. There's so many
So
weird.
many weird newts.
Clip it.
We are
Just so I know you're there, clip it.
we are a hot flat rock of weird newts.
Clip it. That's a short. Thank you.
That is euphoria.
That is euphoria. That is our branding. Hot rock, full of hot
We're
newts. But yeah, no, Chloe's right in the chat. The forum has been busy. I wonder if we constructed that a little bit. If people were like, because there were so many games coming up, we had a lot of the yappers involved in that, and a lot of the people who would normally run community games. So I wonder if they were like, "I'm not putting anything in until EUphoriaCon is done." We basically established a bottleneck, and
Mhm.
this is now the people going. And now I can use LFG again. It's not the case, guys. You can use LFG anytime. Get in there.
Yeah. I was legitimately wondering, it's like, "Ah, maybe I should just run a game for the people who are having FOMO right now at the
Hmm.
moment." But I had like in-laws still at my house the morning, so I was like, I'm not gonna prep
Can't do it.
time and blah 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 blah. But it did cross my mind, and I'm like, if I
Same.
do it, other people do it. But it's like, no, I have to go. Mother-in-law's here. She's wonderful. I love her, but it was like,
You
your
can't
train
split your
is leaving
attention.
when? Your train is going
Yeah.
when? I love her. She's so wonderful.
Get out.
I want to go see the weird people.
But again, see, then next year we won't schedule it over that weekend. So you won't have plans and you won't have things happening.
Hmm, hmm.
And you'll be able to take part in it. Um, yeah, I think we should do it again. I definitely think we
We're
should
gonna.
do it
I
again.
think we'll do it again.
One thing
What
I will
game
say,
did you have run before we go to the next topic?
I couldn't decide. So we came up with a plan and we said 16, 4 rooms, 4 time slots. And it was just, we pulled that out of our ass. And I was like, are we going to get enough applicants? Are we not going to get enough applicants? Am I going to have to run 5 games over the course of the day just to fill it up? Don't know. We had 17 applications for 16 slots. The only person who got bumped from a slot was me. I had to bump myself. But it worked out really well because I couldn't fucking decide what to run. I was down to it was either Thirsty Sword Lesbians because I really
Mhm.
love Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I think I had an idea for a Paint the Town Red game because I'm raring to run some Paint the Town Red. Um, and then I think I had like a GM-less thing, and then I think Daggerheart as well. I was like, I'll do a little one shot of Daggerheart because that's nice and easy to run. Um, but ultimately, I didn't have to make the decision. So uh, apply next year to run community games, and I won't have to make the decision again. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Will we need to increase it next year? I don't know.
I hope so,
I
because
hope so.
that would be more self-driven. Because
Mhm.
once the ball is moving, mountain with its own momentum.
Yeah.
I think if I had the time to do so, I would have run either something GM list like
Yes.
a Quiet Year or a board game because there's
Mm.
almost no prep, and every now and then as a GM, I like killing off the characters, but people have to willingly sign up for that.
Wait a second.
Otherwise, I'd run Alien,
I was gonna
but OSR games are faster to start up.
True, true. Here's the thing I will say: if you're watching this on Twitch now or on YouTube later, and you took part in the con in any way, shape, or form, like if you tuned into one panel, if you played a game, ran a game, were part of a panel, whatever, engaged in any way, shape, or form, we have a feedback form available. It's in the Discord. I believe it's in announcements and it's pinned. Go and find that. It's anonymous. So just send us a bit of feedback. Michelle has structured it in terms of stars and wishes because she's a fucking nerd and we love her. Tell us what your stars for the week were. What did you really enjoy? Tell us what your wishes are because it's constructive feedback, but it's all stuff that we are probably already aware of, but also are very much keen to know what is the most important thing to implement because we know it's going to grow and change in future years. Please go and fill that in if you have the time and inclination. It's already been really, really informative. I think we've had like 10 responses. And one of the major things that I've seen repeated is that those game rooms need more time, is that they either need a little bit more time or they need like a cool down room to go and do like stars and wishes and cool down things. So I think we will have either like fewer games for longer or more tables to allow for that increase in time.
Work it
So
out.
we'll work it out. But see that's actionables. Feedback, actionables. Ida loves that. We get a bit of feedback and we think, right, how can we implement it? And we don't promise to implement everything because some of it's unreasonable for the size of convention that we are. And yes, we would love to be sponsored by Darrington Press. Darrington Press, come and sponsor us. They're manifesting it. We would love that. It's not really realistic. We'll do all that we can because we always do. We always give far too much of ourselves to these events because we're deeply, deeply passionate about it. This
But
is our passion
yeah,
track.
but the community gives back.
Community gives back, and
Did
that's
you
what
see
keeps
the
us going.
skills that were in that mothership game?
Yes, I did. I did. Evan was upset at not being a master at touching men. And if you don't have context for that, I'm not gonna give you it.
That's our wonderful community.
Mhm.
So that was EUphoriaCon. So conventions, other conventions.
Mm,
I'm talking to you. Other conventions, whether you're at a physical place, whether you're online only, you're doing a great job. And I'm sure the resources that you thought you needed are limited. And I'm sure that other people are being not very communicative. And there's other nuances and dramas that we're not aware of that are real, are making your life and making other people's lives difficult. And those are genuine. And I'm not saying that to be snarky. But I need you, other TTRPG conventions, to understand that having accessibility is very important, not a forefront.
mhm,
Having time slots that are accessible, having uh, captions, having spaces for people who need to wear masks, having spaces for people who have certain accessibility needs, like in their wheelchairs. Those matter, and that's something we
mhm,
did here at EUphoriaCon easily. They didn't take off any years of our lives. Other conventions. I need you to understand that people need to see themselves represented from their community. And if the only representation you're giving is homogeneous mayonnaise on untoasted white bread, your community is unimaginative and not worth bringing to the picnic.
and some spice. Just just a little bit of spice, just a little bit of flavor. Some
When you're
fucking
adding
chili.
when you're adding that flavor of not just things that aren't white mayonnaise on untoasted white bread, when you're adding expertise and nuance, compensate them for their time. At the very least, you usually give them a free pass to your con, right?
Mhm. Right?
Um, can you do more? Can you reimburse them for travel? Can you reimburse them for their hotel stays? That's not easy for everyone. But I don't know what your bottom lines are. I don't know what's bringing in. I don't know who's getting paid. But I know that you are making your importance based on their time and their expertise. So give them a little more, give them what you can. I know you
Mhm.
can do it. I know you can do
It's not too hard. It is hard, like, again, like Ida says, we're not making light of it, we're not belittling anybody who volunteers their time because
Mm.
God knows we all love it. Like, we don't really get paid that much. It may shock you to learn. It may shock you to your core. We don't make a living out of this. Like, it barely covers the groceries, let's be
I cut
real.
my this
I can't afford habanero mayonnaise. Chloe's showing off in the chat. We try our best and we do it despite all of that because we just fucking love it. And that's we're not alone in that. We know that a lot of what happens is passion driven. But if you're a bigger con and you're not just doing it for the love of it, if you are generating profit, that you should be sharing it out. Like, you should be paying it to the people who are helping you make it. Don't be exploiting people. Don't be inviting people. Especially, it drives me mad. Diversity 101, the panel for the 18th time. We get it. Please, please try. Find anything else. Just put four melanated people on a panel. Let them talk about anything the fuck they want, and then pay them.
the
Thank you.
amount of times I've been asked, "Hey, are you going to give a diversity panel?" I'm like, to me
Mhm.
specifically, I'm just like, no,
Why
not
would you ask me?
anymore. I'm
Why would
done.
you ask me?
I already did multiple times. No, so why do I need to give it every year? No,
Mm-mm.
no,
You've already
no,
said
no,
everything you have to
no, thank
say.
you.
People can go back and watch the VOD. They can learn on their own time. Ida, Ida, if you were going to pitch a panel next year, what would it be? What would you want to talk about?
Ooh, ooh. You know what? I'd talk about the open source tools we use for recording and broadcasting.
That's a really useful panel slash talk.
Mhm.
Michelle, write that down.
I pitched it somewhere already, I think. Or
Horror story
it's
from Michelle. Fuck's sake.
no.
Michelle has a story for everything. Horror story. I went to a diversity panel at a con once, and the whole panel was white.
I got into a wasn't an argument, it was a bicker about how I was saying, like, and therefore, based on all these screenshots I took from Twitch in the last hour, we're not diverse enough. Even things like Critical Role. And then someone was like, yeah, but we have queer representation. And I'm like, that's nice.
Mhm,
And maybe for you, that's good. And perfect should not be the enemy of good. But for
mhm.
me, and I'm the only one who can choose what I watch and I support, that's not good enough. This was before they had anything but their core cast. I was like, no,
You see, shouting about that sort of thing works. Whether people who are making those changes admit it or not, they're not telling me that people shouting "melanin, please" had no impact on those choices. So yell
yeah,
about it. Shout, be the change you want to see in the world. I want to hear Ida do a talk on Bolivian folkloric dance because it involves gay lizards, and I
it
want to know
does.
more about the gay lizards.
It involves like super gay lizards. It involves a very bright history of drag, actually.
Mm. Ooh,
It
I don't know how you can make that TTRPG related, but I believe in you. I'm sure you could
very
find a way.
much so. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what? I can spin it maybe into a clever clogs because I can add silly elements into this.
Okay. I need to schedule a couple clogs. Clearly. What's that, Darcy? Take a break?
So
What? I can't hear you.
we're going to go off soon. So I told all you conventions you can do better because us four people, two people even marching forward and like plowing the path for everyone else made this happen in a small scale but a significant and meaningful scale. Friends of ours, people who support us, people who say that they hold our values too. We share the same values. You need to tell those conventions that better is possible. We are a small team of four people. Two people took on most of the heavy lifting here and made this happen. Even though it was small, it was significant and meaningful. Therefore, it's not impossible. So, if you're our friends, if you support Euphoria, or if you say that you and Euphoria have similar or the same values, you need to tell the other conventions to do better as well. And if we, as Euphoria, can do better, we're genuinely open to that nuanced conversation. And we're going to all grow from there.
Mhm.
That wasn't so hard.
We know people. If it comes down to people, talk to other people. Like if you don't know somebody who is of a certain intersectionality, if you don't know any brown people, first of all, what the fuck? Second of all, come and ask us. We know loads of people and they're all really, really cool and we love to get them paid. Network, communicate. That's all she wrote.
Ag- Again, thank you so much, Darcy, for your immense work since July. Thank you, Sam Langford, for your
Uh,
work.
he's
For
playing a home game tonight. He's like, I'm gonna
that's
decompress with some Muppets.
good for him. He needed
Good for
this.
him.
It produced a lot. Thank you, Michelle, for all your administrative support in the back end as well.
Don't know how she does it.
They're amazing. We're a dream team, and thank you, community, for believing in us, getting excited about what we're doing, and it's been cool. You're all cool. You're weird. We love you.
So weird. You're all unhinged. Michelle says, feedback form, please. Please go to the Discord. Please look at the announcement. Go and fill in the form. And one last time, just thanks to our sponsors. Like it meant so, so much that we had this short little list of people and we were like, they're the guys. They'll help us out. They
Mhm.
get what this is all about. And we were right. And they came back to us and they said, absolutely. So thank you, Moonshine. Thank you, Rune Fable. And thank you, Lucky Leaf. Thank you very, very
Um,
much.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to go off into the night. Keep watching the VODs that are going to be published daily at youtube.com/at EUphoriaAP. I'll see you around. See you in Discord. And remember, game's good.
Game's good. See you around the table, pals. Bye.